Hi, willsanquil here with my 1.3 version of the Burning Discharger. It's a build that's been around for a while on a lot of different incarnations, but a bunch of people have asked me to make a build video, so I figure there's been enough changes in 1.3 that people would want to know about this variation. So it is a Righteous Fire variant of the Burning Discharger. You don't need Righteous Fire to make it work though. All that you really need to make this build work is Discharge, Proliff, Chance to Ignite in a 3-link, and then Spell Echo and Enduring Cry to get your charges. Everything else that you can add to the build is just gravy on top. But that's all that it really needs to work. Making it work well, there's a couple things that you can do. For instance, using Righteous Fire makes it do a lot more damage, and using it in like a 5-link with Area Effect or Conk Effect, Fire Pen, or Life Leech, making it do more damage by dual cursing, scaling its damage with strength because you have to take a lot of strength nodes. So there's various ways to really improve it, but I'll go over my links first. So Discharge, Proliff, Chance to Ignite. The additional links that I've chosen so far are Fire Pen and Increased Area of Effect. These last two I switch out a fair bit. On maps that I need more survivability, I use Life Leech instead of Fire Pen. And depending on the level of the map and if I'm doing a boss or whatnot, I swap in either Conk Effect or AoE. With a couple of nodes off the tree, Carcass Jack and AoE, your discharge will pretty much hit the whole screen and Proliff will kill mobs off the screen. So you have to be a little bit more wary of Reflect, but it is very fun. I also have Lightning Warp in my Carcass Jack. I have the Rise of the Phoenix for Righteous Fire, and I have a Righteous Fire 3-link right now. I just like how big it is, and due to the other choices I've made with slots, it's hard to fit it into a 4-link. In my boots, which are just rare resist boots, I have my dual curse setup, so I have Flammability, Curse on Hit, Ice Nova, and Warlord's Mark. And to support the dual curse, I have a Deidre's Ring. The belt is a +1 max endurance charge belt. I'm not going to say that's required because you can certainly do the build without, a +1 endurance charge belt. But if you can find one, more endurance charges, more damage, and longer duration of mortal calls. Gloves, just rare gloves, life resist. The aforementioned Spell Echo Enduring Cry combo. Quality is nice on the Enduring Cry because it's more AoE, so you can hit monsters farther away and get more charges. And then Immortal Call, increased duration. These are specifically not linked because if you Spell Echo and Immortal Call, then your Immortal Call goes off twice. Once, hopefully, with charges, giving you a long duration, and then a second time with no charges, and you get nothing. So that's bad. You can't use a normal 4-link cast when damage taken setup with this very effectively because then you will just randomly expel the charges that you gained at inopportune times, so you have to do the self-cast Immortal Call. But with this build, without any passives off the tree to increase duration and 8 endurance charges, you get around a 12-second Immortal Call, at least with a 20 quality duration and an 11 quality Immortal Call. Probably around 8 seconds without the quality if I had to ballpark it. My other ring is just a life resist ring, same thing for the amulet. Cast speed is nice on this build. And the helm, which is a rare helm with resists, I have my auras, reduced mana, Purity of Lightning, Purity of Fire, and Herald of Thunder. If your Purity of Fire is not level 20, you are probably going to need to use Vitality instead. So after you get level 20, you could probably switch over to Purity of Lightning, or another aura of your choosing. I chose Herald of Thunder because I like it breaking boxes automatically, and I like shocking things when I crit. If you don't choose Herald of Thunder, you could possibly think about going Elemental Equilibrium with this build, but I'll get into that in a minute after I get over the rest of this. I'm using a Dune Kubiyari because you take a lot of strength from the tree. I have 498 strength right now, which equates to around 62% additional damage. It also has Sakura gems are supported by level 30 Iron Will, which scales spell damage based off of strength. So in that I have Flame Surge, Vol Flame Blast, and Echo. Now, the interaction with Flame Surge, you just cast it twice. But with Flame Blast, it's particularly interesting because with a regular Flame Blast, if you put an Echo on it, it just casts it faster. But with Vol Flame Blast, it actually casts it twice. And Vol Flame Blast has a higher base damage than regular Flame Blast, and so that's supported by, level 30 Iron Will with lots of strength, and Righteous Fire with a multiplicative modifier makes it do a lot of damage. So that is very nice for just pushing out extra damage when you need it for boss kills or hard magic packs. It's particularly nice for like Herald packs in Bloodlines, because if you see it, you want to kill them all at once and you're away. So if your Discharge Prolift doesn't kill them, you can just set off 2 big Flame Blasts and they're usually dead. So let me go over the passive tree now. Passive tree is fairly simple. It's a basic Righteous Fire layout with all the regen that you would need to sustain, like down here with 1% and the fire, and then down to Golem's Blood here. More regen here, regen here. I chose not to go up here because it was too far. You don't need that regen. You also don't need this regen here. You can make different choices and go with vitality or without vitality. And you can also utilize this node, which gives you additional life regen per endurance charge, which with an 8 charge, limit from the belt and all the charges on the tree, you get like an additional 1.6% regen. So depending on how comfortable you are with regenning, you can make a couple different decisions that way. One of the things that's very important for the build is Unwavering Stance. It prevents a lot of desync, which we all know is terrible. But specifically, if you get stunned at the wrong time when you're casting Mortal Call or when you're trying to generate charges with Enduring Cry, it can, be frustrating, or it can just straight up kill you if you, are trying to cast a Mortal Call and then a Roa or a Devour pops up. So Unwavering Stance is very crucial for this build, especially as you're like weaving your way through like large packs in order to get an optimal discharge off. So that's pretty much it for the passive tree. I mean, you get all the standard, Templar knows that everyone loves, and Amplify, and you might need to get some Dex and Int off the tree. I do, because of my gear. But and I'll also have some leveling, builds in the forum post about it, so you can see what you do as you level up. So I have a map rolled for it, so you can see the skill rotation. Kind of run it like a speed run. I won't be picking up gear or anything. I'll just be killing things. It is a cold damage mod map, so I might get frozen a bit more than usual. So, and hopefully I don't die. And I'm using AoE right now, I believe. Yeah, I'm using AoE, so you can see how big the discharge is. So there's Roas, so I'm going to activate a Mortal Call. So I'm completely damage mod. On the volatile really makes them do a lot of damage. And the Warlord's Mark really helps if you need to attack more than like 5 times or so with Flame Surge, because the build has very little in the way of mana regeneration or anything like that. Thankfully, it doesn't need to cast spells all that often. So I see there's a big pack, activate a Mortal Call. Here's a Vol Flame Blast. Kind of unnecessary for whites, but showing it off. See, Herald of Thunder is activated. I don't shock for very long, but I do shock. Vol Flame Blast takes out a good chunk of mobs. Discharge hitting like both the pack like behind and the pack in front. Show you how I usually deal with boxes. I actually got hit by that Ice Nova. Didn't mean to get hit by the Ice Nova, but oh well. crossbows are usually scary, but with complete physical immunity they become much less scary. Crits are especially nice because everything just vanishes off the screen pretty much instantly. Pretty much the only thing that really messes up the build is high burst physical damage that you're not prepared for. Like, if you don't know there are Roas on the map and you see them for the first time and you're not really paying attention, you could totally get bursted. If there are Devourers on the map, you need to constantly, like, just keep your physical immunity up pretty much at all times, or just keep running, because since you have Unwavering, you can't get stunned by them. Oh, it's Xana. I'll leave her for later. And again, the build does not require Righteous Fire or any of this gear. It just does make it much more effective. I have been able to get up to and clear successfully 77 maps with this build. I'm sure it could do 78s, I just haven't found any. It's been pretty crazy actually, the amount, like I'm level 90, just hit 90 today. I did most of it, pretty much the vast majority of it solo and everything, and I've been, I alked maps, I onslaughted maps, and it just was not in the cards for me to get high up in the map pool this time, I guess. Everyone's favorite Phylacteral. Oh, there's a boss here too? Oh yeah, the boss was here, I didn't even notice. Hey, I actually dropped a map this time. But yeah, that's the build. I've been streaming the build on Twitch TV, willsanquil. I'll be switching over to RF Incinerate to try to kill out Ziri. But I'll do a write-up with leveling guides and different things for the build. I hope you enjoyed the video and hope you have a nice day.